welcome to the part of the show where we'll be teaching you how to do some basic karate fundamentals with Jasraj, who's a sensei at this dojo. Jasraj, how are you feeling?
No, I'm good, thank you. It's been a long day. It's been a tiring day, as you can probably see from the rest of the footage.
Definitely.
But yeah, let's get on with it. Let's do it.
Cool. So we're going to teach you some fundamental karate moves. What's the first move that we're going through today?
So the first thing we're going to go through is we're going to go for a jab, so a stepping in jab, followed by a reverse punch. Then from there, with the hands coming around the head, locking onto the head, coming in with the knee, using your hip to thrust through.
Wow. Some powerful moves right there. Cool, so if we can go through this slowly,
yes,
just
of course,
so the people can see every little detail, and then we'll speed it up and pick it up a little bit.
Of course, definitely, okay? So first thing important, you want to have your guard out. Guard, important, because that's what's going to defend you. Next thing is you want both feet facing towards your opponent. Now, you're going to use the floor and your hip to drive in with the first jab, and you see how I lightly pick my heel up. What I'm doing is I'm preparing for my next strike, which is going to be the reverse punch, where I'm going to twist and rotate in. So this is coming in with a more powerful punch. The first one is almost like a stun. The second one is almost like your knockout punch. Okay, so first, a jab, a reverse, then from here the hands need to come in, around the head, lock on tight, and then use the hip to thrust the knee up into the person.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I've noticed some good points from you. Earlier we were talking about, the use of your hip momentum,
yes,
generating
definitely.
power from the ground. What I've noticed with your punching technique is you try to aim with your first two knuckles, don't you?
Yes, definitely correct. Yeah. So if you don't aim with your first two knuckles, you get what's called commonly known as a boxer's fracture, and I've got a few of them before. So what happens is you break the small bone in between the fingers.
Oh, and you don't want that.
Yes, definitely not, definitely.
So definitely always try to strike with your first two knuckles into the shot. Cool. Well, that shot was so powerful, it took off the microphone. Let me go grab that. See, this is how you know he's a sensei. He's moving so fast that the microphone just slipped out of him. Cool. Let's do it a bit slower.
A bit more slow.
That's great. That's fantastic. So that's a 3 combo move combination: jab, cross, and then a knee. That's excellent, my friend. Now, for some of the viewers watching at home thinking, okay, this is a walk in the park, this is not something that I can really progress in my life. They feel like, okay, I want something more tough. What can they do? How can they make this harder?
Right, for those that want to challenge themselves, we can go in for a jab, a reverse punch. Same thing, coming in for a knee strike. Then from there, sliding back, the person's going to switch the bag, and we're going to go in for a axe kick.
Now that axe kick is lethal. Cool. Should we go through that one more time, yeah?
Yes, of course, yeah. So same thing again, jabbing, reversing, using the hips to rotate in, coming round from the back of the head, driving in. Then from there, now it's crucial, you want to slide back, bring the leg up as high as you can, because the lower the leg, the less power.
That's incredible. Now notice how he slid back in the same movement. He didn't take 1 or 2 steps back.
Yes, definitely.
Because in a fight, you won't get that much time, will you?
No, definitely not. It's all about timing and distance as well. If you're too far from your partner, then it's no good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it's very important to do these moves very slowly at first.
Yes, definitely.
Because doing it too fast, what would that cause?
Well, you don't want to cause injuries, and you do need a lot of flexibility and a lot of pre-training before. So definitely, if you are going to try it at home, stretch out first, warm up, and do it slowly.
Definitely. So should we go through this one more time for
yes,
the
of course, yeah. So we do the hard version?
Yeah.
Yep. So, jab, reverse, knee, slide back, axe kick.
That's my grip there. But that's how you know he's a sensei. His strikes are powerful. Let me tell you that, ladies and gentlemen. Cool. Should we go for one more time?
One more time?
Yeah.
So, jab, reverse, come in, knee, slide back, axe kick.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was your lesson for today. How to do a 3 combo and a 4 combo move for some of you guys who are feeling brave at home. But please do be advised that these moves should not be done in your backyard, should not be done against your brother or sister at home.
Yes, definitely.
What advice would you like to give to them?
So I'd say if you do want to get involved, come to your nearest karate centre, preferably UKK, GK, Japan Karate. And we'll be happy to give you a helping hand right from the beginning. Start you right from the basics and then work you up to the more advanced techniques.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it from the sensei himself. Thank you so much for listening. And always remember, train hard, but train safely. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. We are taking a short break in the show today to make a very important announcement. If you would like to make sure that this series continues to strive on for many years to come, if you would like to contribute towards these future episodes, these future series in which we can inspire our future generations to become the best versions of themselves, then please do contribute using the information provided on the screen. You can call 0121 380 1050, or you can give your Daswand using the information provided on the screen. You can visit the website on www.sikhchannel.tv, and this is what it's all about. It's about inspiring our future generations to become the best versions of themselves by learning self-defense, learning health, fitness, mindset, taking care of their body, and also teaching them about our beautiful itihas and our beautiful history. So if you would like to make a contribution, a positive contribution for our society, for our Sikh Panth, and for Sarbat Tapala, so we can produce more high quality productions for the benefit of everybody, please do contribute using the information provided on the screen. And on that positive message, let's continue with the show.
I'd say it's been a very, very interesting journey, and one of which that I don't think I regret 1 ounce or 1 inch of it, millimeter, nothing. I don't regret anything. Back when I was young, we've probably touched base with this before in our previous interviews, but I was a typical teenager, typical kid, didn't want to do karate. You know, it was something that was forced upon me, but not in a negative way, but in a positive way. It was always, this is going to happen, you're going to become this, and you must do it, you mustn't stop. And I mean, I did quit. It lasted a week.
Oh, wow.
That's how long I could quit for.
I mean, at least you tried.
I tried, as we do. I think it was more, all my friends were going out, they were going to cinemas, and then, going out on the bicycles, and straight after school, I'd have to get my karate suit on and go. And I didn't have the confidence when I was young. I was very timid, and I used to get bullied. So it was something that I didn't want to do. I had to go in there, and I had certain responsibilities to warm up and help students and things like that. But I didn't have the confidence to do that, so I used to hide my karate suit in the cupboard. And Dad was, "Where's your karate suit? We gotta go." "I don't know where it is." And quickly, we're late. "Oh, I don't know. And then I got a few lessons out the way, but then he wouldn't have any of it, and he got me in my jogging bottoms and said, "You're coming anyway." But looking back at everything and what it's taught me, hands down, I would not have achieved everything I've achieved now if it hasn't been for karate. I mean, I'm running 6 businesses at the moment alongside doing this and doing my music. I would not have been able to do any of those and have the drive and the dedication and the commitment if it wasn't for karate. For example, in business, you fail so many times. People think it's just simple sailing. You open something up, and it's good, right? Not the case. How many times did I get chucked down onto the mat and thrown down onto the floor and kicked onto the face and punched onto the stomach? And I felt like giving up and walking out. I didn't want to do it, but I didn't have that choice. I was told, "Don't give up, get up the floor quickly, get back up. Why are you on the floor? Get back up. Why are you on the floor?" Again and again. And that repetition of being hard on yourself, not necessarily someone, being hard on you, but them teaching you how to be hard on yourself in a good way, in a positive way. Because at the end of the day, no one will be able to drive you but yourself. You can have your gurus, and you can have your senseis, which I'm so thankful for. My sensei is my guru. He teaches me everything, And the most beautiful thing about karate is how it coincides with Sikhi. This is hands down why I feel so blessed as an individual, as a Sikh, to be able to live this life I'm living with karate being instilled in my life. This was hukum, this was the Guru's hukum, to have me being able to be born as a Sikh and also have karate as it was embedded from day one, since I was 3. My dad is my sensei. I mean, you can't get away from that. And he does it full time. So I was going to the dojo literally every single day. And the most beautiful thing is how the dojo itself, I mean, I'm sure you've had an interview with every single one of these, you know, well, not everyone, we've got more students and instructors, but who are here today.
Some incredible students.
Incredible students and in human beings, and how everything that they've said correlates with Sikhi. And it's because this is what we teach. Sikhi and the dojo and karate are so in harmony with one another. It's just immense, and you can't really appreciate it until you come into this family, because this is a family. This dojo is a family, and it's sangat. And when you get that opportunity to practice what Gurbani teaches you in the congregation of this sangat daily, that's a blessing. It's basically like going to the Gurudwara every day for me. I almost see the dojo as the same thing, because it's a congregation of sangat who are all trying to understand how to better themselves in a humble way. You know, everyone has this big misconception that karate is about beating people up and things like that. Yes, of course.
I mean, it's not a wrong conception.
It's not a wrong conception. It's. I mean, the gurus taught us how to fight, and this is another thing. You know, we're warriors. We have been taught how to defend ourselves and others as well. This is another thing that is also a blessing that I've realized.
We're blessed to have many Sikh warriors like Guru Gobind Singh Ji,
100%.
Jar Sahibzade.
100%.
The list goes on.
Yeah, and how inspiring has it, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. When I was young, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I didn't have, you know, when Dad was teaching me karate, you know, it wasn't Sikhi and karate. And as I've evolved as a sensei and as a person, as a human being, I've realized as my understanding of Gurbani has deepened, and how I am now also teaching in the dojo every single day, how much alike they are, and how blessed I am as a human being to be given this opportunity to become a warrior, a protector of other people, teach other people how to protect themselves, of all faiths, all people. You know, I'm sure you've seen a wide range of students here today from all faiths and backgrounds,
and from different age groups too.
Age groups,
from older teenagers
all
to 50 and beyond.
50-year-old, yeah.
How incredible is that?
And that's what it's about. It's about inspiration. You inspiring yourself. And when you have been given that torch, you know, I look at it like a torch. It's a blessing to be given a torch like this and being able to inspire as many people as you can, because that's what we are about.
And carry it to different dojos.
Yes.
Within the city.
100%. 100%. And it's about, you know, there's one thing that you can't always have control over, and that is the character of a person when they come into the dojo. But by the time they've stayed in the dojo and they've seen, it's like they get washed with the color of everybody else. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say sangat. We've had people come into the dojo who have literally been kicked out of 5 schools, and their parents have said, look, listen, we don't know what to do with them. This has happened, that's happened. You know, the police have been around the house, and within one year, they've been washed around with everybody in the dojo, and they have literally become a model of an example.
Wow. This is the importance of having good sangat in your life. And Gurbani tells us all the time, Allah seva sangat simran, the key essence in Sikhi. And having these kind of values installed in the karate dojo, it definitely does help you as an individual.
100%. And again, when we talk about Simran, right? Simran is repetition. What do we do in karate? Repetition. It's very important. I mean, this is subliminal. And I haven't really, you know, when I was young, how can you understand this? How can a child understand that dal is good for him? You know, how can a child understand that when a parent is trying to tell him, eat your dal and eat your sabji, it's going to be good for him? He doesn't know. So sometimes these parents, when I don't fully agree with sometimes when parents say, I don't want to do it if he doesn't want to do it. Sometimes children are so young, they don't know what they want. And in fact, I didn't know what I wanted, and I didn't know what this was going to give me. I didn't know how it was going to bless me. And now I'm 31 years old, and I feel so immensely blessed.
You look a lot younger.
Oh, you're trying to flatter me now, right?
I'm not even joking. When we first met, I thought, okay, this guy's going to be in his mid-20s, late 20s. 31,
Everyone says the opposite, because I'm tall, got dari, you know. But, you know, thank you. But yeah, it's definitely been something that I can't see myself without the dojo. If I don't go to the dojo for a month or 2 months, it feels like I haven't had a bath inside. I haven't had that shower. Coming to the dojo, every day is like a cleanse. It's a cleanse. It's a cleanse because I have a responsibility to my students, you know, and that responsibility harnesses your morals and your values in a way that I can't really understand. I can't really put it into words until somebody has that responsibility. You know, when you become a sensei, you become a guardian. You become like almost like a parent to those students, and it doesn't even matter about the age. We've got 50-year-olds who are standing in class learning from myself. For example, Sensei Mahmood Qari Saab, he's older than me. He started when I was a young child. Yet the humbleness is immense because I'll be teaching and he'll be in line.
Wow.
And then we'll switch it. I'll be happy. I'll go in line and he will teach. And it's having that equality and that humbleness, being able to practice it. Everybody can talk about humbleness. But when you're given the ability to be able to practice these values that we're taught as Sikhs, that is something that I feel is missing in most people's lives, and that's why I feel is, you know, a blessing, because you get to practice that.
And this brings into a conversation we had a couple of weeks back,
Yeah.
where you were talking about how the kids in school, they need to be learned how to discipline, how to humble themselves, because truth be told, they're getting out of control, aren't they?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I mean, we've done many projects with different schools. We work with over 15 to 20 schools now. And we've already received like incredible responses. I mean, just next week I'm doing a well-being week in Heston Community School for the whole week.
Wow.
You know, and we've had like positive praise and feedback from all the students and saying how it's had an impact on their life. They're actually wanting to come after school now and do training. They're actually wanting to commit to their goals and aspirations now, because more than anything, character is what people see in you. When you're talking to people, you remember people through their character. And when someone's character is one of which where it's quite striking and it's quite graceful and they have integrity and it's oozing from them, these things are values that can be instilled within you. But when you're within the right people and you've got the right tools to be able to harness those. So, you know, it's a beautiful thing to be a part of. I can't stress it enough. I think, again, I'm going to say it to you, and it's a bit of a weird one, but there's nothing like seeing your hero in front of you in life. And when I've been blessed enough to be able to see my father in front of me, teaching, coaching, doing kicks, doing spinning kicks, you know, breaking boards, breaking bricks with fire on it, you know.
Wow.
When you see that in your lifetime and you're seeing it with your own eyes, nothing can replace that. And this is why, you know, I keep saying it, but no matter how many times I say it, it won't have any weight. I do feel blessed that I'm able to see that and be inspired by that. Because most children are inspired by Sakhis, you know, and stories and what they've been told. But when Guru Sahib has given you the life he's given you, where you are able to experience it firsthand and then feel that the inspiration and just pick up your stuff and say, that's it, I'm going to do that too, you know. And you can't fill the bucket.
Wow.
You know, you can't even fill the shoes. And this is why karate is beautiful, because there's no end. It's akal, you know. Perfection doesn't exist. It's something you're always going to keep striving towards. And this is another thing of how it correlates. You know, it's ongoing. We all teach all our students that we're all Sikhs, we're all disciplined, we're all going to keep learning. We never stop learning. So from when you're 3 years old to 50 years old, you know. And being able to, me personally, being able to share a dojo and a room with students who started with my father before I was born.
Wow.
How much of a blessing is that? Kya baat, you know, I mean, to be able to be in the same dojo, training with them still, and they started when I was in diapers. You know, and they're sharing stories with me that I don't know. That's my Saki. You know, they're saying, you know, when your dad first taught me, and he had a board right up there, and he kicked it, and no one even saw the kick, and he brought it straight back down, and it smashed into pieces. And I'm listening to all these things at first hand, and I'm thinking, wow, you know. So leaving legacies and inspiring children and being able to have them come into the dojo and see that, because all of our instructors, I want them to also be that light, and they are being that light. And I'm giving them that space and that energy to be able to be that light, because the more students and the more people we can inspire to bring into the dojo, the better humanity will be, right?
Definitely.
And we've got such a good reputation with God's blessings, where it's just word of mouth. We hardly do any advertising, and where we're expanding all over the UK. So I want to be able to help as many people as we can. And I'm sure you've been told a lot of our instructors, no matter what faith background they're from, we do charity classes,
That's another topic I wanted to get onto before we end this lovely conversation that we're having. In terms of the charity events that you hold, or even holding dojo classes at Gurudwara Sahib, how much of importance is there? And why should we encourage Gurudwara Sahibs to encourage students, Sikh students, or people from any gender, colour, or background? Why should they get into the world of martial arts or even karate?
Okay, this is a very important one, and this is something that I've had a lot of political discussions with a lot of people. I think, my true honest opinion, because I will say things as they are, I think we're not doing enough. I honestly do think we're not doing enough. I think we could be doing more. And it frustrates me a little bit when I'm speaking to committee members and I'm speaking to, Gurdwaras, and I'm saying to them, look, listen, we're ready, let's help, let's do this. But it's just not happening, I'm willing to do it, and we're doing it. We've started it. But I think it's so important, because I honestly do feel our youth is falling astray. And, there have been circumstances and cases where our own kids have been involved in negative dealings, in drugs and in alcohol, and unfortunately that's led to some people passing away, and that's the dark side of the subject. But it's the truth and it's the reality, and in fact, I know of a few students who knew members who have passed away through that background, and they were trying to get that person to come in to the dojo, come in, but it wasn't pushed, it wasn't encouraged by the parents. I don't think parents are doing enough. I think we should be doing more. I think parents sometimes take the back seat and let the school do the job of raising the children.
Which is not their fault. That's what schools are meant to be for.
Yes, but I think I really honestly do think the onus is not on the school. The onus is on the parents,
And individuals.
And individuals, I mean, with all due respect, as parents and as individuals, we're not here to live anybody else's life but yourself. When you're doing Simran, the Simran will be beneficial for you and everyone else around you. You're not completely responsible for everyone in your life, but when your children are at an age where they need guidance and they need to be able to be told, do this, but don't do this, When you look at a young tree and you look at two wooden stumps put side by it and they have the little elastic bands, that's trying to help it stay straight. Those two sticks are the parents. And that's what that young tree needs in order to go straight. But when that support's not there, then the tree is able to go wherever it wants. And then it becomes too hard and rigid to move once it gets older, and then it's too late. Because the roots are deep. The foundation has been created. So I think the younger the parents can get these children involved into this congregation and into this sangat, the better it will be. Because then you will have model class students such as the ones you've seen today sitting in here giving interviews, and they're 13, 14 years old.
We spoke to someone called Richie. He's only 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
How confident was he?
There you go. This is exactly why I feel so proud of the students and what we achieve as a family. I like to use the word family and dojo as one unit. So I would love, and I'm happy to be able to reach out to as many souls and children and teenagers and adults. There's no age where you can't start. We've had adults start just last week, 38 and 37.
Wow.
There's no limit. There's nothing like that. And nobody. And you know what the other beautiful thing is? We'll have a 37, 36-year-old perfectly fine coming to learn from a 15-year-old who knows the basics, and they're helping each other. There's
I hope this inspires all the 99, 100-year-olds to get into the sport of
yeah,
karate.
definitely. There's no time too late to start.
Definitely. And if there's one message you'd like to say to the lovely viewers out there, I know you have your karate tournament coming up and it's going to be very exciting, and we'll definitely be covering that into the next series too. In terms of words of wisdom, we've had many of yours so far today. There's one advice you would like to give to the youngsters out there, or even the elders, in terms of martial arts, self-discipline, and what would you like to say to them?
Stay inspired, stay strong, and always keep faith.
Stay inspired, stay strong, and always keep faith. Words of wisdom right there. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh. So welcome to the part of the show where we'll be teaching you guys a nice tutorial on how to do basic karate moves. So what are we going through here today?
So I'm going to go through a front kick and then step into a round kick.
Amazing. So we'll go through this slowly first, just for some of the people watching at home.
Okay, so from here, you're going to get in a sparring stance. Front leg, you bring it up, kick, the ball of your foot, step forwards, round kick. Now if we go through that slowly, front leg comes up, kick with the ball of your foot, place it down, back leg comes up, twist, and round kick.
And it's easy as that, ladies and gentlemen, but it's not as easy as it is it? How many years did it take you to learn that?
I'm not sure about the years, but I've been doing it for like
probably a couple of seconds then. Cool. So we go through this 1 or 2 times just for the viewers at home.
Okay. So am I just doing it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Front kick. Round kick.
That's great.
From there, you can also step into that. So back leg comes up, front kick, and then same thing, round kick, and the foot normally goes back to where it was.
That's great. I can see you use your hip momentum a lot in that one. How important is using your hips and generating that power from the ground up?
So it's important to use your hips to get the power from the ground, like you said.
Yeah.
And it allows you to rotate, and it also allows more mobility in your movement.
Because sometimes you see just people just kind of reaching
out
and leaning back.
So what you'll often see, because I teach toddlers as well, if you hold the bag up to the side, what you'll often see is this. As you can probably feel it, it's not effective at all. Whereas if you twist this back foot, it's much more effective.
There's a big difference in that. I can tell you first that. Awesome, that's great. So that was our basic moves. Please do learn this at home, but there's always an advice that we give to people. Please learn this in a professional environment, an environment where you got someone like her or one of the senseis, so they can teach you in a safe way, so we don't get injured. So that was the basic move. If there was a advanced move that we can do, maybe some of the people watching at home thinking, it's a bit easy. Can we go any harder? What can we do?
You can turn the round kick into a spinning round kick. So
okay.
I'm gonna have to swap legs for this one. Just like that.
Even I didn't see that coming. Nice, so we're going for a front kick and then a spinning back kick.
Yeah, so this time I'm gonna use the front kick from my back leg. Place it down to the side. Just gonna shift back a bit.
That's great. Yeah. So I'm going to ask you to do it in slow motion now, but I'm guessing the spinning kick is going to be a bit difficult, unless you can handle it.
I can.
She can handle it. Okay, let's go for it.
Okay, so from here, front kick from the back leg, turn the back to the side. You're going to place this leg across, twist the hips, this leg comes up and around like a hook.
That's great. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's how to do a foundation and also an advanced way of doing both moves. If there's any tips or advice that you would like to give to the viewers out there, what would you like to give them?
Take some time, so don't stop after the first try and just keep practicing.
It does take time. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was your class for today, your one-on-one class session on Sikh Channel. And if you need any more advice, do visit your local martial arts sites or your local dojo, or maybe check out this dojo place.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of fun people around here. Thank you so much, guys.